So, do you have your 4-leaf clover? Do you feel lucky today? This is if then 50 something. I can't remember 2, 3, 4, something like that. But do you feel lucky? And my child is here. There she is. There's my child. There's my co-host. She's down there. So let's get to it, shall we? Oh, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina Tina. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy schmancy stuff going on here. And this is our last. Next week will be new releases for the If Then. But it's got my lucky charm here. And are you feel like making a wager or bets, or are you in debt because you made a wager or a bet? Well, this is your Regency bets. Do you feel lucky? It was an idea. Just go with it. My pal here wants to attack the chain, though. So, if then I didn't even look up the number. I have no idea what number it is. It's 50 something. Well, actually, it's probably 60 something. There's a bunch in the beginning that I screwed up with the numbers, and I just decided to go with the flow and I just restarted. But this is definitely higher than what it really is. But let's get to it here. And there is no fancy editing here. So it's gonna be a what you see is what you get situation. Let me see here. If you watch, oh, look at that. Beatrice Mall. If you watch Flashback Mondays, let's see. October. Let's see, Miss Stewart, where are you? There you go. So the requirements were, are you making a marriage arrangement because you're in debt? Or because you've gambled? Or because you owe property or some such? That was your requirements for checking into this particular list. They got 4.5 stars. And it's the wrong book. I guess my luck is not holding. Alright, let's look at, alright. This one is Ruthless. And I'm in the wrong magazine. See? My luck is not holding today. Shall we try this again? Will you stay and listen because... it was a trilogy. There you go, it was a trilogy. So let me see if I got this right now. What it was? 4.5 stars. It's set in 1765 in Paris. The House of Rohan series begins with a scintillating, titillating, wickedly dark, and sensual tale as Stewart brilliantly draws you in like a black widow spider. Intelligently, characters swirl around a beautifully rendered, complex plot with erotic overtones. In an attempt to prevent her mother from gambling away their meager funds, Eleanor Harrington goes to a party hosted by Viscount Francis Rohan as the heavenly host and chief I can't say it. Provocateur. Rohan provides his guests with opportunities to indulge in every level of vice. Innocents like Eleanor have no place in his inferno. Rohan is shocked by his immediate physical reaction to Eleanor and decides to toy with the native puppet. But his game backfires when he is the one caught in her sweet web. Do you have a sweet web? Are you sleepy? She's sleepy. What do you think? My table's gonna fall over. So that's book one. There's 15 books. Book two. The Dangerous Viscount. Do you like Regencies? I like Regencies. I used to read Regencies consistently, 2 or 3 a day. They're easy, quick, fast reads. And if you want to know who she is, go check out my 30/30 video, New Year's Eve 2024 into 2025. The Dangerous Viscount. The Burgundy Club Book of Collectors sets the backdrop for Neville's highly entertaining tale of unconventional lovers. Lady Diana Fanshawe wants to marry a man who will give her a conventional life. She's found him in Lord Blakely and hopes he will soon pop the question at his house party. But when his cousin Sebastian Iverly arrives, Diana plans crumble. She accepts a wager to get Iverly to kiss her. The first time Sebastian sees Diana, he has no idea that his life will be ruined. He can't think of anything else but her. But when he learns of the wager, he is determined to teach her about humiliation and betrayal, which he does after becoming Viscount Iverly. Their one night of passion leads to pregnancy and to a hasty marriage. Now they must find a way to make their marriage work, and with the help of rare books, unique friends, and sisters meddling, they manage to have quite an unconventional honeymoon. I had a naked guy on the cover. These are cute. They really are. Let's see. Um, to wed a wild lord. Naked guy on the cover. Um, to wed a wild lord. 4 stars. Gabriel Sharp, the fourth of the Hellions of Halstead Hall, meets his match as Geoffrey beguiles readers with a beautifully rendered tale of vengeance and redemption. There is action, passion, suspense, and most of all, poignancy. Since his best friend's death, Gabriel has set the ton on its ear with his recklessness. After her brother Roger dies racing Gabriel, Virginia Waverly wants to exact revenge on the daredevil known as the Angel of Death. Virginia is determined to challenge Gabriel to a race and win. It appears Gabriel savors his reputation, but he encounters Virginia's offer with a proposal of a marriage proposal. His family needs money, and by marrying, he will fulfill his grandmother's wishes and gain a fortune. Virginia is stunned by Gabriel's proposition, yet the wild lord intrigues her as they set out on a courtship that includes uncovering the truth about Roger's race and Gabriel's scandalous death. A naked guy on the cover. Let's see. Oh, I was looking for her yesterday. We did when it'll air on the 17th, I think. We did Ashley, and I'm like, I know there's this lady, and I kept calling her Julianne Walker. We got to gather the motorcycles and do a motorcycle, if then at some point. Um, I'm working on that one. So now I have two. October. 7 Nights in a Rogue's Bed. You know that involves a wager. Anna Campbell. 4 stars. Following a classic Beauty and the Beast theme and adding her own sexy twist, Campbell creates an engaging story that sparkles with witty dialogue. Sidone Forsythe will do anything to keep her sister safe, even repaying her outrageous gambling debts to the infamous Jonas Merrick. She travels to sinister Castle Craven and confronts the beast in his lair. Agreeing to spend 7 nights in his bed, badly scarred, Jonas considers himself a monster. He would even take an innocent's virtue, but Sedona is not afraid of him or the curse he carries. She is scarred but courageous, innocent but curious. He longs to seduce her and destroy that innocence, but he cannot. The hardened outcast is a man with dark secrets and a heart that comes to life in her gentle hands. Oh. The Mia. The Ooh, naked guy on the cover. You notice a lot of Regencies have naked guys on the cover. Yeah. Wrong page number. Okay. Do I have the wrong magazine? I have the wrong magazine. There's no special editing here. And uh, there's just egg on my face, isn't there? Okay. Naked guy on the cover alert. 4.5 stars. 1822 Scotland. Marlow has penned a wonderful tale rich in romance and wit, replete with memorable characters and a touch of Scottish legend. While en route to Scotland, Lord Alexander Mallory wins an estate, Bonnie Brock, in a card game. He's thrilled, trusting his will make his appearance less surprising to the local clans. But discovering the estate's remoteness, the fact that he is betrothed to Lucinda MacOwen, whose family has occupied Bonnie Brock for generations, and that there is a curse on the land, has Alex less sure of his original plan. Lucinda admires Alex physically, and during their journey to the estate, she falls head over heels in love with him. Alex learns the particulars of the curse and the ghost that only Lou can see. With a bit of help from the ghost, Lou's love, and his following his heart, Alex knows the steps he must take to break the curse before time runs out. Naked guy on the cover. Let's see. How to master a marquise? How to master your marquise. Gray, 1890 London. Gray is a grand mistress at twisting and turning a plot made up of common themes like desire in disguise and making it so special you'll stay up all night to read. To stay safe, Princess Stephanie poses as a clerk in London's finest barrister's office. She may not enjoy the mundane work and early hours, but she likes the law and her employer's nephew, James Lambert, the Marquis of Hatherfield. Hatherfield quickly discerns that the bright-eyed clerk is not a woman and sees no reason not to play along. Stephanie glories her in her newfound passion and a growing passion for Hatfield. However, Hatfield's forced betrothal to pay off family debts and his stepmother's murder thrust him into a trial. Okay? Poor guy. Debts and gambling. Alright. Let's see. Knave of Hearts. Oh, wait. Hold on a second. Alien in her bed. Naked guy on the cover, full page spread. A Hellion in her bed. 4.5 stars, 1825 England. The Hellions of Halstead Hall, a wonderfully original family whose activities are far from ordinary early Victorian fare. Most of his life, Lord Jarrett Sharp has been a gambling man hiding from the scandal surrounding the death of his parents. But he has a dream to control the family brewery his grandmother manages. Just as the opportunity arises to realize his wish, Annabelle Lake steps in. Confirmed spinster, Annabelle runs Lake Brewery, and if she is to keep the business afloat, she needs Jarrett's help. Jarrett warily accepts Annabelle's wager, and with a turn of a card, he's bound not for her bed as he hoped, but to help her out in business. And you know they'll eventually end up in bed. Man, does she go off enough or what? I'm gonna take her batteries out. I keep threatening to do that. Almost a scandal. Most scandalous proposal. Ashley McNamara, 4 stars. Newcomer McNamara delivers a Regency romance that exemplifies the era's obsession with making a good marriage. After several seasons, Julia St. Clair is happily resigned to spinsterhood. It is her sister Sophia she worries about. Sophia has set her heart on soon-to-be Earl of Clydesdale. However, the arrogant aristocrat wagers Julia will be his countess. Learning of the wager, Julia's childhood friend Benedict Revelstoke decides to save her. Unwilling to betray her sister, Julia thinks that perhaps running off with Benedict will create enough of a scandal to throw Sophia and Clydesdale together. Meanwhile, Sophia has made peace with the loss and agreed to be a finance to an intriguing earl with a dark past. See what happens. They're all wagers. A lady that we've known quite often. She's still publishing like crazy today. Uh, no special editing here. Darius, Grace Burrows. And you know, when I think of Darius, I think of J.R. White, Black Dagger Brotherhood Darius. Hey, but naked guy on the cover. 4.5 stars. Burroughs presents readers with a delightfully different romance, complete with all of the nuances of error and depicted in class distinction, speech, dress, and comportment. The elderly and ill-forth Viscount Longstreet summons Darius Lindsay to a discreet meeting where he proposes the means for Darius to extricate himself from a life of shame and to repay his family debts. William offers him a chance at redemption. Spend a month with his wife, Lady Vivian. Get her with child, and he can retire from his life of degradation. A week passed. Darius makes love to Vivian, but also teaches her how to deal with the world after William has died. Vivian cannot comprehend what Darius has done to safeguard his family or why he protects her from those who would cause her harm. When the time comes, will he be able to prove the depth of his love for her and their child? Well, let's see. Ah, my books just fell over. All right. Flirting with Fortune. Now remember, all these books, there's either a wager, a gambling, bet situation here. Oh, Flirting with Fortune. And KNIGHTLEY, 4.5 stars. Sometimes one's fate is sealed with a kiss, and no one knows that better than the hero and heroine of Flirting with Fortune, as Knightley spins a tender, touching, and impassioned twist on Henry James the heiress. As an heiress, Lady Beatrice Moore can spot a fortune hunter paces away. When she meets Sir Colin Tate, son of illustrious painter, she's positive she has found a kindred soul. But Colin inherited more than an interest in art. He has also inherited his father's enormous debt. He must wed a wealthy woman or lose his beloved Scottish estate. He's hunting for an heiress when he encounters Beatrice. They share so many marvelous moments, then falling in love is natural. Beatrice forgets to be wary and gives Colin her heart. But when she learns the truth, you know that's the final hurdle. You know, in all of these regencies, they gotta meet, they gotta negotiate, they gotta get together, fall in love, and then the author throws in that last hurdle. Hey, this is the real truth behind this situation. Can you overcome this last hurdle to make it to happily ever after? Every regency in the world does that. Um, no good duke goes unpunished. Did I write that right? And this is one. Let's see. Sarah McLean. No good duke goes unpunished. Let's see. 4.5 stars. There's a great deal of power emanating from the third Rules of Scoundrels novel. MacLean, like Hero Temple, holds a tight rein on emotion, and when unleashed, it hits the reader like one of Temple's punches. Two unforgettable characters slowly move from the pain and anger of the past and the driving need for absolution toward forgiveness and redemption. Temple, aka Killer Duke, allegedly murdered MARLOW on the eve of her wedding to his father. With no memory of that night and his life in ruins, Temple fled to the darkest corners of London, literally fighting his way to the top and now ruling the ring at his gambling clan. Gambling den, excuse me. The fallen angel. Mara disappeared that fateful night, leaving a blood-colored Temple in her bed. Now she offers him redemption if he settles her brother's debt. Temple has hidden his feelings so long he's virtually dead inside. He should hate Mara, but he cannot, as she bravely fights for those she loves. See what happens there. When the Duke was wicked. The Duke was wicked. 4.5 stars. Heath moves The Scoundrels of St. James into the next generation with a spin-off as series. Franny Darling's daughter leads Jack Dodger's stepson on a merry chase. Lady Grace Mabry isn't afraid of anything except marrying the wrong man. She needs someone knowledgeable in the ways of scoundrels to help her sort out her suitors. Who better than her childhood friend Henry Duke of Lovingdon? Grace decides to trap the rogue in his lair, Dodger and Franny's gambling club, and set up a wager he can't refuse. Lovingdon reluctantly agrees to honor it and help Grace in her hunt. Quite the opposite occurs as he begins to fall in love with Grace. Obviously. It always happens that way. And that's going to be another one of those. Another if then down the road. You help me and I'll help you find mates. And we end up finding each other. That's a very common Regency theme. How to Lose a Duke in 10 Days. You to Lose a Duke in 10 Days. Four and a half stars. The plot may not be new, but this marriage of convenience love story has all the hallmarks of a delightful read. Desperate to save her reputation, American heiress Eddie proposes a marriage of convenience to the Duke of Margrave. As a duchess, she is untouchable. With Eddie's money, she is able to repay his family debts and go on safari. Everything is ideal for 5 years until a mauling by a lion forces Stuart to re-examine his life. He realizes he wants a family and an heir. To salvage his marriage, Stuart makes a proposal. He has 10 days to woo a willing Eddie into a kiss. Is that long enough to conquer her resolve? Who knows? Gotta read it. Vixen in Velvet. I love this magazine. I can go through this forever. I wish they was still in business. I would be all over this book. Vixen in Velvet. 4.5 stars. Smart, funny, and unconventional, the third in Chase Dressmaker series is ideal read for anyone craving fast, fun, and intelligent romance. Leonie Norat is determined for her family's dress up to become famous, so she plans to turn ugly duckling Lady Gladys into a swan. She knows the secret to a woman's curves in the corset, but handsome, charming Simon Blair, Marquis of Lisburn, is intent upon getting Leona out of hers. Leona poses a wager. She'll have Gladys surrounded with suitors or spend 2 weeks with Simon. Leonie intends to win, but Simon's intentions are very tempting. So, are you liking wagers, gambling, debts? Yet, maybe, sorta, kinda, sorta. My co-host is passed out cold. The Knave of Hearts. This took a long time to put together, too. Naked guy on the cover. And he looks a little on the younger side. Um, 4 stars. The next in Boyle's Rhymes with Love series is hilarious, poignant, and romantic. After a debacle on the dance floor, Lavina Tempest fears her chances for a respectable marriage are ruined. Lavina hoped her adherence to society's rules would erase her mother's scandalous past, but one disastrous fall and her dreams are crushed. Although Sir Tuck Rowan realizes he is responsible for Lavina's fall, it is a wager and not guilt that compels him to repair her reputation. All these wagers. And our final one The Duke and the Lady in Red. Ah, Lorraine Heath. 4.5 stars. The Duke of Avondale meets his match in a beautiful con artist in a love story only Heath could create. There's magic in this story, the magic of love, but also of compassion, devotion, and family. Heath will make you sigh with joy and weep with sorrow, pull you in the pages, and leave you wanting more. Rosalind Sharp is a beautiful swindler whose arrival at the newest club is timed to attract her latest mark, the Duke of Avondale. With what she can gain from him, she can pay off her creditors and put her swindling days behind her. Avondale immediately takes notice of the woman in red and sets his sights on her. When he discovers her running off with his money, he surprises her with a proposition. She can have all the money she needs in exchange for a week in his bed. Here we go. There's your wager. Their week proves to be Avondale that he wants her forever, and his kindness compels her to admit love. But can they put their past behind them and get together? And there you go. Do you feel lucky? Do you want to make a wager? Did you make a wager and lose, and now you have to marry for money? I thought that was a good theme. I thought that was a good if then. And if you haven't checked out Flashback Monday, please do so, where we go through all of the books in these magazines. All of them. They just fell on the floor. These are just awesome. I love these books. And if you haven't seen Naked Guy on the cover, August, Naked Guy on the cover. But let me know. If then 55, 56 this was, I'll have to check it out. And I hope you watched Star Trek recaps earlier today. And don't forget Flashback Mondays and, of course, my daily book reviews. We'll see what happens. Have a good one.